The flying saucer. For decades, it's been synonymous with UFO terror. But millions of reported encounters, in fact, tell a very different story. Slowly but surely, saucer sightings have been on the decline. Fear has taken a new shape. Black triangles. Reports say they can penetrate the world's highest security airspace with ease. And our most powerful weapons have proven powerless against them.
I think it's rather obvious that the United States military and government would keep it a secret. I think the reason is simple. Fear.
What are black triangles? Who is at the controls? Is a new alien species lurking in our skies? And most importantly, why are they here? Join us as we track the rise of the black triangles on Unsealed Alien Files. A global effort has begun. Secret files hidden from the public for decades, detailing every UFO account, are now available to the public. We are about to uncover the truth behind these classified documents. Find out what the government doesn't want you to know. Unsealed Alien Files. Exposing the biggest secret on planet Earth. Jacksonville, Florida, October 27th, 1967. Flight instructor Charlie Little and 3 others are flying at night over the Atlantic coast when they catch sight of a bright light closing on their aircraft. Fearing a mid-air collision, Little descends to 6,500 feet. But the maneuver appears to only make matters worse, as the pilot now finds his craft pursued by 6 lights flying in perfect horizontal formation. Little and his passengers watch in terror as the lights rush toward them. They brace for impact. But the fateful moment never comes. Instead, the flyers find themselves enveloped in a green light. Outside, they see a massive triangular UFO with sides measuring over 200 feet. Seconds later, there is a blinding flash, and the triangle is gone. The pilot can't believe what he's just seen. But on returning to Jacksonville, Little is informed that a commercial pilot flying over Washington, D.C. has just reported a UFO matching the Jacksonville object. What were these massive triangles? How did one manage to penetrate the most closely monitored airspace on Earth? And why was the public never informed of the incursion?
If we were to let the public know that we, meaning America, the strongest military in the world, is no longer number one, how many people would fear that? How many would know that now there is an enemy that could beat us?
20 years after Jacksonville, the triangles step out of the shadows and reveal themselves to the world. Unsealed case file. The Belgian Wave. Eupen, Belgium, November 29th, 1989. 2 police officers patrolling a country road spot a blinding light coming from a nearby field. Arriving on the scene, they are astounded to see an enormous black triangle hovering silently overhead. Blazing lights emanate from each of the 3 corners, while a single blood-red beacon blinks on and off at its heart. The men look on in astonishment as the UFO begins moving silently toward the nearby town. They immediately set out in pursuit. Arriving in Eupen, they are among dozens who watch spellbound as it hangs motionless above the town for over 30 minutes. By the end of the night, an estimated 1,500 people will report a UFO encounter in one of history's biggest mass sightings. But for Belgium, the Eupen incident is only the beginning. Over the next 2 years, the nation will experience an unending wave of black triangle sightings that leave authorities scrambling for answers. On several occasions, F-16 fighters are ordered to intercept the objects. But each time they attempt to lock on to the triangles with their targeting systems, they mysteriously malfunction, only to switch back on after the objects are out of range. By the time the wave comes to an end in 1991, some 13,000 people claim to have seen a UFO. Skeptics declare the black triangles to be American stealth aircraft on routine maneuvers, but the Air Force flatly denies these allegations.
They knew the objects were there, and yet they weren't ours. So the big question is, whose were they?
The Belgian UFO wave remains one of the most extensively documented series of encounters on record. Were they really UFOs? Or was the U.S. military hiding something? Coming up, we investigate shocking reports that black triangles may not be alien at all. This is Unsealed, Alien Files, exposing the biggest secret on planet Earth. Welcome back to Unsealed, Alien Files. According to many experts, massive black triangles have replaced flying saucers as the dominant UFOs in our skies. But other encounters turn this theory upside down, raising serious questions as to whether these black triangles really are from another world. Fulda, West Germany, 1989. Sergeant Clifford Stone of the United States Army is on duty in a guard tower overlooking the closely monitored border with the Communist East. Stone's job is to prevent anyone from crossing and to monitor enemy activity. But today, the veteran soldier receives a report that a Soviet aircraft is speeding toward them, dangerously close to the ground. But as it comes into view, Stone quickly realizes this is unlike any enemy plane he's ever seen. It's an enormous black triangle speeding toward them. The object comes to a sudden stop directly above. The underside reveals clusters of multicolored lights near each corner and a single flashing red light at its heart.
He claims that the UFO he saw was a large triangle-shaped object with a red pulsating light. It's like right out of a UFO textbook.
Stone looks on in total astonishment as the UFO looms silently over them. A radio transmission reveals that jet fighters on both sides of the border are scrambling to intercept the UFO. Stone fears the intruder's appearance may spark a dangerous confrontation between East and West that could quickly escalate to all-out nuclear war. But before they take to the air, the triangle disappears into the night. An investigation into the incident reveals the triangle generated high levels of radiation so intense they should have killed all witnesses on both sides of the wire. But despite some nausea, none will suffer any lasting effects. In the aftermath, Stone and his men are told the UFO was in reality the prototype of a new Soviet attack aircraft. Is it possible? Or was the enemy aircraft's story a smokescreen to conceal an even more explosive secret? Unsealed case file, X-47B. June 14th, 2012, Washington, D.C. Dozens of commuters report a triangular UFO in the middle of the city. But it isn't in the sky overhead. It's being carried on the back of an 18-wheel transport.
Everybody was scared because all of a sudden they saw this craft that was shrouded with some type of covering that looked exactly like a UFO.
But it soon revealed the UFO isn't what it seems. The U.S. Navy confirms the aircraft is in fact the new unmanned X-47B attack drone, and it's unlike any that's come before. It requires only a short runway for takeoff and landing. It can cruise at just under the speed of sound, and has 3 times the range of any current technology. But many ufologists have expressed grave concerns about the X-47. They believe the aircraft may be the product of the biggest government cover-up of all time.
When you look at the technology, like the Beltway UFO, these ideas aren't just going to come out of thin air. There's another thought process, though, that says that this technology was not necessarily from the human brain, but given to us by an alien civilization.
The appearance of the X-47 has given new life to a theory long held by ufologists that generations of cutting-edge U.S. military aircraft have been developed using alien technology recovered from UFO crash sites. Is it true? Could this new killer drone be the man-made product of alien technology? But if it is, why were witnesses in Washington, D.C. so quick to assume the X-47 was a UFO? Was it a simple case of mistaken identity? Or was something else at work? Something hidden deep in their subconscious, brought to light by the presence of the drone. Coming up, we investigate compelling evidence black triangles have the power to tap into the human mind. This is Unsealed, Alien Files, exposing the biggest secret on planet Earth. Welcome back to Unsealed, Alien Files. Over the past few decades, the world has seen an alarming increase in reports of black triangle UFOs capable of penetrating Earth's most closely guarded airspace and neutralizing our most powerful weapons. But this may not be the only threat they pose. Suffolk, England, December 27th, 1980. American Air Force Sergeant James Peniston, stationed at RAF Bentwaters Woodbridge Air Base, receives a report of strange flashing lights in nearby Rendlesham Forest. Accompanied by Airman John Burroughs, Peniston sets out to investigate what he fears to be a crashed aircraft. They approach the light, only to watch as it rises and moves off silently through the forest. The patrol follows, but each time they draw close, the object backs away in the opposite direction. When the airmen at last get close enough to see the object in detail, they are shocked to discover a triangular UFO with strange markings on its hull, resembling Egyptian hieroglyphics. Fascinated, Peniston reaches out and touches the object. He senses something like an electrical current running through his hand and into his forearm.
Peniston reported that he touched the surface of the craft as his fingers ran over some symbols that were on it. And while he was doing this, he felt like his mind was being flooded with some sort of binary code, which are numbers that are often associated with computers.
The triangle darts off at what Peniston later describes as impossible speed. The airmen race back to headquarters to report what they've seen. Deputy Commander Charles Halt is highly skeptical of their story, until 2 days later, when the mysterious lights reappear.
Colonel Holt threw together a small team of men and went out into the forest to investigate. Colonel Holt routinely carried with him a handheld tape recorder on which it was his custom and practice to record his observations and thoughts.
Holt records his encounter with the triangle. His breathless account will become one of the most compelling pieces of UFO evidence in history.
I see it too. It's coming this way. It looks like an eye winking at you. He's coming toward us now. Now we're observing what appears to be a beam coming down to the ground.
Moments later, the UFO darts off into the night sky at great velocity, leaving the witnesses in a state of disbelief. What happened to James Peniston? What implanted those cryptic images in his mind? And what reduced a veteran airman like Charles Halt to a state of barely controlled terror? According to ufologists, many who encounter black triangles report bizarre psychological effects and disturbing images imprinted on their minds. Many eyewitnesses, like the airmen in Rendlesham Forest, will wrestle with these for the rest of their lives. What is behind this mental manipulation? Are the aliens who pilot black triangles telepathic? And is this mind control a kind of weapon? Or is something else at work? Aldergrove, British Columbia, July 17th, 1991. Corina Sables and a friend spot a massive triangle-shaped UFO in the night sky above her house. Sables' friend steps inside their home for a moment. But when he returns, he's shocked to discover that Sables has vanished. He searches the house and surrounding area, only to find Sables an hour later in the very same place where she disappeared. Mysteriously, she has no idea that she was gone and is unable to account for the missing time. Sables appears unharmed by the experience, but in the period following her disappearance, she senses this isn't the first time she has disappeared, and that it won't be the last. Even more disturbing, she will soon learn she isn't the only target under her roof. A few weeks later, Sables is shocked to see an alien gray creeping into her daughter's bedroom. Racing in, she finds the child unharmed, with no sign of any intruder. But soon after, the young girl begins drawing pictures of an alien she calls the Doctor. The child's account unleashes a flood of repressed abduction memories in Sables, including needles piercing her abdomen and row after row of alien fetuses stored in liquid. At that moment, Sables realizes that she has been part of an experiment to produce an alien-human hybrid. Some experts believe this is the secret purpose behind decades of abduction and medical experiments.
Why would you need to take humans, put some type of physical implant in there, and do whatever genetic modification they're trying to do? My guess is they could potentially make a life form that they would like us to evolve into.
Is this the secret behind the Black Triangles? Is their mission the creation of a race of alien-human hybrids? And are these intruders telepathic? Many experts believe this is true, but others have a different theory. Coming up, we reveal the final terrifying possibility that the age of the machine may soon be upon us. This is Unsealed, Alien Files, exposing the biggest secret on planet Earth. Welcome back to Unsealed, Alien Files. Reports of Black Triangle UFOs are spreading fear across the world. But recently, many experts have started to question who or what is controlling these terrifying objects. And the answer points to a civilization so advanced, it boggles the mind. Scientists have labeled the moment when our technology will become smarter than humans as a technological singularity. Could triangle UFOs be the product of an alien civilization's technological singularity? Many eyewitnesses claim the astounding possibility that some UFOs may be sentient. Lone Pine, California, 1970. Fay Clark, publisher of Hiawatha Books, and his wife encounter what seems to be a routine UFO sighting. My wife and I observed a UFO resting on a small grove of aspen trees. We had been attracted to the area by a terrifically bright light that was so intense we were unable to look directly at it. Until incredibly, the UFO began to mimic their physical reactions. My wife and I realized that it was matching the rhythm of our respiration rates.
The evidence that has come back from hundreds of thousands of contactee accounts makes it pretty clear that one of the chief activities that they are engaging us on is genetics.
Can it be possible? Are black triangles actually some type of advanced technological entity? A new breed of aliens? A type of artificial intelligence, part machine, part organism, roaming the earth, analyzing and manipulating the human population as part of a hidden alien agenda. This is Unsealed, Alien Files, exposing the biggest secret on planet Earth.